A little bit of silence at the top of the show for Wade, if it does that. Sometimes it takes it a second to say, you know what, you can speak. Our AI overlords, they've decided I can speak.
The entity.
Hi, I'm Jason Ward from the entity. It says I'm Jason Ward from MakingStarWars.net, and I can speak. So, and today, me and non-Force Ghost Rob, he has risen. Join. You were a ghost, now you're a man. So,
see, Jason, is there nothing Tom Cruise can't do? He made me human. Look at that. I'm a real boy.
Right Nobody's doing his laundry right here.
The perks of being a single father, huh, Jason? Mm-hmm. They're not quite old enough to do the laundry yet, but they're getting there.
They could, I think if they sit on their shoulders and put on a giant trench coat, they could do it.
You're going to get 4 years of free laundry. My dad started me in the 3rd grade, though. He was like, did not wait. Did not wait. As a true. At what age did your parents force you into manual labor?
I will not comment. It will be a lot older than
Brexit.
You'd think.
I got you. He's like, my mom watches. I can't say.
Oops, wait. You know what? Yeah, that's a good brain fart. I went to go to Best and Bolt and I went to my site.
Same person.
Same person. Whoa, $5. I'm rich. Bye, guys. Show's over. I'm gonna go spend it. Oh, sorry. I get really excited sometimes. Thank you, Shogun, for those $5 super chat. I'm having a really laggy browser today. Must be the heat. Shogun says, Rob reacting to his real hands reminds me of the episode of Family Guy where Peter does shrooms.
Never done shrooms. Couldn't tell you.
Yeah, it's not fun.
One of us has inadvertently done them.
So I'm hearing that my audio is low, but my audio doesn't go up any higher. So I think your mic might have went up too high. Should I turn you down, or do you turn yourself down?
What, me? You turn me down. You turn me down.
Okay. Yeah. You do sound a little overdriven, but sorry, guys.
Hey, man, it's the same.
I know. Well, something changed because your echo cancellation was off, and then you were making fun of sound guys when in fact you were the sound guy today.
How about now? I can turn that down. Okay. Does that help?
Let us know. Yeah, I think that sounds better. Let us know in the chat if it sounds wacky, because I can't really do it. Yeah, but we didn't change anything. It's just life. It's the way it goes. Maybe it's the mushrooms. I can't be sure. I can't be certain. It could be the mushrooms.
What happens. I go, we want real Rob, and this is what you get. Real loud Rob.
Yeah. No one's ever said that. Okay. Bestman says better.
No one's ever said that. Thanks, Jason. Thanks for nothing.
So, okay. So, yeah, let's go over and look at the articles today. So basically the 2 articles that we have is one on Christopher Nolan and one on the Acolyte. So one of them's like a director who people love, not really saying anything too specifically. And then another one is a show that it's made a lot of like weirdos men on the internet, and they haven't even seen anything from it yet, because that's the world that we live in.
I get right now from some of my friends passive aggressive like comments about the Acolyte from them. Like, oh man, you looking forward to that? Huh? I'm like, have I been like the guy simping for Star Wars shows? Like,
yes.
Like
that is you.
Like, I don't know anything about the show. We saw blurry footage from Comic-Con. I don't know what. There must be. I don't watch any other Star Wars show, so you'd have to tell me. But like, there must be some dudes out there who are trying to. He does a video game stream though. It's not the same thing. But
now he's lesser. I think he's the same. I think he's actually a really successful guy, and just whatever, dude.
See, he's trying to split our bond, right? He's trying to split us up. It can't work.
We can just talk about Avatar all day.
Yeah. You see, Jason, you can't. We're united. All right. So. But there must be some like
Tom Cruise is an Avatar. I'll just bow down and roll on my side and give up. At that point.
You tell me you didn't like the vampire reference in Mission Impossible: Dead Reckoning?
I fell asleep.
He says right at the beginning of the movie, the guy says, "Do not trust this dude. You just stick a stake through his heart." I was like, yes, But what I'm saying is there must be some dudes out there that are already trying to turn this into like a woman hating Star Wars thing. Is that what
They
the deal
did that
is?
like
Is that...
when Amanda got cast, like however long ago.
But Russian Doll is dope. Who doesn't like that show? Like,
yeah, but it's
but I don't know what pronouns are. Like, I don't know what pronouns are. I didn't go to school very much.
The guys who want to be called Darth all the time don't know what a fucking pronoun is. You know what I mean?
I don't know what you're saying right now. Are you laughing at me?
The motherfuckers who write Jedi in on the religious thing in the UK when they go, "What's your religion?" They wrote in Jedi are fucking mad about pronouns. Okay.
Yeah. They just like to imagine that like a clone army of Janine Garofalo is taking their rights away or something, and then so
I would accept this. Yeah. I'm still into her, man. She's my jam.
Oh, yeah, she was cute.
She came she was the other pick for the lead in Dogma, and Kevin went with Selma Blair and then made her friend. And I'm like, even now he's like, bad choice. Should have gone with Janine Garofalo as the lead for Dogma.
Yeah.
Should have done it.
Yeah. So what I think happened, like as Bespin says, they did it long before Amandla. They did it when Leslie got attached. It's just blowing up and worsened as of late, as expected. And unfortunately, yeah, as expected. But what happened, I think, was when they had Leslie, then they had the writers' room put together, and she's like, "Oh yeah, I'm not just using Star Wars people," because she's in the culture. They don't understand outsider insider like kind of mentality for writing it like on an IP. They think everybody should just like Anakin Skywalker. He's the best. He didn't do anything wrong. Those kids, they didn't really die. They just became one with the Force. That's it, bro. Okay. But they think that like, they don't understand the fact that somebody who's not obsessed with Star Wars is somebody who could probably make it better, a la Tony Gilroy and Irvin Kershner to some extent too.
It's weird to me though, because like people have been complaining that they're not like using legends and stuff like that or whatever. But like she's come out and said a long time ago, like she loved the legend stuff.
And that's what worries me, because that shit sucks.
JJ basically used plot points from Dark Empire in The Rise of Skywalker. That didn't make it a better fucking movie.
No,
you know what I mean? Like, I don't.
It's because it's all the most obvious ideas. That's where I don't think he used Dark Empire. I don't think he did it. I just think it's just the most obvious, low hanging. Like, of course you're gonna do that. Fucking ideas across the board. And those people had it harder though. What was it? Cam Kennedy? Is that the guy who did it? I can't remember the names on Dark Empire.
Artist, the illustrator was Cam Kennedy. I could not remember.
Okay, I know it. It's in my brain somewhere. But that said, they had it harder. They were trying to reinvent and continue Star Wars when there was nothing else to pull from. You know what I mean? And then anyways.
Why don't they let Kevin J. Anderson write everything?
It's just this idea that you take an opposite stance, that everything is a binary, a Coke or a Pepsi. I'm for or against. Not I just don't give a fuck, or not. I just don't. I don't know. It's nope. I'm in a camp. I gotta have a hot take. Otherwise, I'm not Randall.
I'm in the Michael Stackpole camp. Race Squadron, yo. Race Squadron.
But someday I'm gonna find out what pronouns are, and I'm gonna fucking be mad about it when I figure that out. You know what I mean? What's even?
Don't read the Constitution, Jason.
Oh no! If I read it, I couldn't make it say whatever I wanted to say.
No, I mean it starts off with a few. This is gonna fuck you up, you know.
But Amandla, I think doesn't use. I think maybe uses they them pronouns or something. So I think for them it became a perfect storm of unsexually available women to them, who are not going to make Anakin Skywalker the prequel, and everything's not going to be Darth Plagueis. Maybe it is. I don't even know. Nobody really does. But so we're talking about that. I don't know how we went on that tangent, but we did. And so anyways, yeah, let's do the Oppenheimer one first today, because the Oppenheimer one is fun.
Well, I want one last thing when I'll drop it. I just find it funny that their Dear Orange leader uses his own name as a pronoun. right? Like he talks about himself in the third person, like as a pronoun, like the Trump, you know what I mean?
Like, Rob, we don't know what pronouns are, so we don't know what you're talking about right now. You're really confusing me.
Just really ironic, just saying it. All right, let's go on to Oppenheimer and fucking whatever, you know.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Oppenheimer.
Get real depressed. Look, man, it's gonna be a fascinating film, no doubt. It's just like, what a bummer. You're just gonna walk out the theater and just walk off the cliff, you know? There is no God. Azatrew's gonna come out just looking. No. I mean, dude, you're gonna be gloomy. Don't do it, Azatrew.
The history of the atomic bomb is more intriguing than just depressing. If it was just showing, you know, people with their skin falling off and shit like that, then it would be that. I'm more afraid that it just comes off as like kind of a propaganda movie. But from the interviews that I've heard Nolan conduct for this, it seems like he's been pretty reasonable overall about where the place is. His place in all of this, even in this interview that we bring the clip from, is from your perspective. He says, I grew up on the fear of like nuclear annihilation. So we had, you know, he's not coming at this like, from what I can understand, like clapping for it or anything. So, but I haven't seen.
Well, according to the movie Raise the Titanic, the secrets to the nuclear weapons were on the Titanic, Jason. That's why the Illuminati had to sing.
Shut your fucking mouth.
Are you telling you an actual movie? This is a real film. And when people say all the movies in the 80s were great, I submit to you, Raise the fucking Titanic. Go sit through that nonsense.
Yeah, fuck that shit. All right. I'm gonna read the Bestman Bulletin article, but let's just look at the clip too, because the clip is I clipped it, so let's look at it.
Let's do it.
Is Interstellar your favorite movie in your filmography?
Pass.
Would you like to make a Star Wars movie?
Pass.
Like real Inception like there for a second, didn't it, Jason? Like,
yeah, I mean, he straight up, you know, says no, and that's from Hugo Decrypte. I don't know how you say his last name, but show, and the link will be in the Bestman Bulletin article, I'm pretty sure. So Oppenheimer's Christopher Nolan declines to comment on whether he'd direct a Star Wars movie, and now, you know, it's definitely like a positive. That's more of a positive than a negative. It's probably a nothing. But it also let's go to the article. One of the most influential,
it's very Clue-like of you, Jason. Proof positives, a double negative.
Yeah, there we go. One of the most influential and successful directors of modern day, Christopher Nolan, Nolando, is currently promoting his highly anticipated film Oppenheimer, which is slated to release on Friday. During a recent interview, the director was asked if he would direct a Star Wars movie, and the director gave an interesting response. You can support Bestman on Patreon or Coffee. During an interview with Hugo Decrypt, the Interstellar filmmaker was asked a series of quick-fire questions by the interviewer on various topics and informed the writer-director that he could simply pass on questions that he did not want to answer. Nolan responded pass to multiple questions that included the possibility of life existing on Earth, outside of Earth, sorry.
Okay.
Interstellar, yeah,
it's debatable.
Interstellar,
next few years.
If Interstellar is his favorite movie he created, he'd be making movies in 2050. And finally, the reason you're reading this, if he would direct a Star Wars movie, all of those got a pass. Many fans online have been excited by Nolan's decision to pass on Star Wars questions, perhaps hoping that it means it's something that he's considering. Nolan was quite open in the interview and flat out rejected the idea of directing another superhero movie after his triumphant Dark Knight trilogy. So, however, I think his comment is a whole bunch of nothing, says Bestman Bulletin. This is Bestman's writing. And Nolan decided to pass on the question simply because he didn't want to answer, he didn't know, or that there could be more to say on the topic, but couldn't say it as it was a quick fire round in which Nolan was giving one-word answers, which I agree with. That is the most level-headed take, is if he said no, then the articles would then be Nolan hates Star Wars. Nolan hates this. Nolan hates this.
If you were like, yeah, I don't want it. I hate it. Like, could you imagine?
Mm-hmm. I could, yeah.
I can imagine. These guys hated Nolan after The Dark Knight Rises. Remember the hate?
I remember that.
He's not big enough. He's not big enough. Remember?
Yeah.
You're not big enough. Yeah.
Well, I mean, these people can't understand that a series has a protagonist and a supporting cast. They think a supporting cast is bait and switch. So I don't think they're ready to even handle Nolan. Nolan Star Wars movie.
The Bane acting with his eyes was a bit much when he's like, whoa, like that. You could chill out on that one. Yeah,
I think that third Batman movie was very forgettable. I think it was the episode 9 of Batman movies because it should have been good. It had everything set up to be good, and then in real life,
flaw.
Death got in the way because it should have had more Joker. It was supposed to go Joker downtown to Joker Town, and it couldn't.
Right, Heath Ledger died. They could.
I mean, but to be fair, he was fucking two Olsen twins on the way out, fucking living life.
What's funny? What's funny though about that movie is, they basically do Michael Mann's Heat with The Dark Knight, and they go, we're gonna follow that up. Jonathan Nolan, Chris Nolan's brother, who wrote the script, goes, I'm gonna follow it up with Dickens' Tale of Two Cities. It's like, what? What? Like, who? No, just do the Heat thing. Like this. What are you doing? Why?
Yeah. So the Dunkirk director has been open in the past about being inspired by Star Wars, as many filmmakers of his generation. In 2014, Nolan expressed his fear of ever handling a Star Wars film, telling the Daily Beast that he'd be afraid to touch it. That's what she said, and that he'd rather explore his own concepts and ideas rather than carrying the weight and expectations of the entire world, particularly 40-somethings like me who live and die with each new bit of information about Star Wars.
Oh, I do want to say this though. Hans Zimmer's Dark Knight Rises score knocks the shit out of whatever Williams did in fucking episode 9, dude. Like,
fuck your mouth right now.
Slaps. It is brilliant.
You are.
His synth score is brilliant. It is absolutely brilliant.
Let me finish the quote. Particularly 40-somethings like me who live and die with each new bit of information about Star Wars. And then I saw Book of Boba Fett and realized anybody can do this shit. So
You're giving James hope, Jason. What are you doing?
Where is James? But,
he's writing me a letter. Give it a minute.
So Bestman goes on to write, of course, it would be very exciting to have one of the most celebrated and accomplished directors of the past 15 to 20 years on board a Star Wars film, and many fans would most certainly welcome the idea. However, I don't believe it will ever happen, and I'm quite happy that it isn't, as I'd personally rather see the director craft his own stories detached from a wider universe. That being said, the director is a constant subject of online speculation in regards to the possibility of the prestige director helming the next James Bond flick, as the director had expressed a desire in the past to direct a Bond picture. So I say give him Indiana Jones. Currently, there are at least 5.
Hold on. Jedi Mike wants to say John Williams is under the Rob bus again. I have not enjoyed a John Williams musical score in a long time. I'll say this, though. His jazz stuff has been pretty good. It's his musical scores I'm just not interested in now.
I'm going to say stick to the finger painting. Stick to the finger painting.
The last one I enjoyed was Catch Me If You Can. So that's it. Sorry.
Rob's,
I like his Rey theme. I like that, but that's about it.
Rey theme is good. The First Order theme is good.
Yeah.
The only difference with you is when somebody musically does something that sounds like them, you've already heard it, then you don't appreciate it. But the thing about
his music just hasn't been enjoyable.
When they redo, but when they do that, no one can do that like they do it. No one's doing the First Order or the Trade Federation theme like John Williams does. So even when he does it, I'm like, I know where you're coming from because I feel the same way to some extent at times. But you know what? It's really been his one-offs, dude, that have brought down the average. His what's that? Galaxy's Edge Batu theme. His Solo, a Star Wars story theme. His
Kenobi
theme. They're all a little bit like John Williams sat down and went boop boop bop 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 print money. You know what I mean?
And his Dial of Destiny scores.
You're fucking wrong there. You are going to
listen to it again this morning just to double check. No, checked it on it. Nope. It's annoying.
You are going to. I'm waiting down for you to change your mind on that. I've seen the movie 4 times. It's a great fucking. It's probably going to be John Williams' last good score, and you're missing it. You're missing it.
Sorry, it's sad. I like his jazz though. It's pretty good.
I like his jazz too. I actually think outside of the franchise stuff, about 20 years ago, his "Catch Me If You Can" soundtrack was probably his last great piece of.
Yes.
Wow, Williams didn't see that coming from you. Good job.
It's brilliant. Baby. Yeah, it's brilliant, and it's more in line with his jazz stuff. Is he gonna do Bullet? Because Spielberg is doing Bullet. Is he doing? Because that would be great if you put that jazz stuff in Bullet. That would be pretty cool.
I don't know. Yeah, but I mean, to be fair, I mean, he's in his like 90s now or some shit. So what do we
I'm not saying you just some people lose they move down a different path. So there's other people who can do. Look, Andor has the best music, and it's nothing like Star Wars. So like, you give it a different vibe. It doesn't have to be just John Williams.
According to some people on YouTube, John Williams is currently being puppeted by Disney and AI and all this, that, and the other.
That's called a Kathy Kennedy prostate massage. That's a totally different thing. That's just the thing that they offer if you'll do something over and over when you don't want to anymore. And he's like, you know what? Perks of the job.
Ludwig is Sam asks, is Ludwig the only composer to make a dent in the Star Wars music iconography with his Mando theme? No. Again, the entire Andor, the whole bit is brilliant. And I'm going to be honest, man, I like Giacchino's Rogue One score a lot. I think it's great.
People forget the game, it's more popular than the shows.
And the music in the Jedi Fallen Order stuff, pretty good. Yeah, pretty good. I won't say it's memorable, but it's good. You listen to it, you're like, oh, this is dope. Not humming the tunes.
No, but Rogue One is another one that was instantly like, oh, this isn't John Williams, and then rejected, but as you look at,
it was John Williams though, like
Rogue One.
Yeah.
No.
It falls into the Holst. He just brought literally the theme he used, the pre-Imperial March, is very planets, Holst planets.
You're making me take a stance that I'm saying it's bad when I'm not. I'm saying
no.
It was overlooked.
And but Williams used Holst as the reference, and so like
it's like when you're a friend in a really good band's like, I wrote a Beatles song. You didn't write a Beatles song, good friend who's really good at music. Like, you wrote a really cool song.
He wasn't allowed to use the themes, though, Jason. It'd be like, he wasn't allowed to use the themes. And if he could use the themes, he would have woven themes in there and not dealt with it. But Lucasfilm has a weird stance where they won't let you use the themes, which is fucking dumb. So that needs to stop.
It's not like that. It's not. It's
according to Kenobi, composer it out 100% is.
Your misunderstanding is that whenever they use John Williams themes, he gets to go and he has the okay. With Rogue One, Desplat was supposed to be doing it up until like the very last minute. We ended up with a very short window for him to do it. So for him to go and do it, and then to have John Williams, slow ass, who can't even get out of a fucking chair for like 20 minutes come up.
I don't think John Williams has to approve of every use of his theme in the Lego games and shit. You know what I mean? So it's like, I'm not buying that whole, I don't care. I'm telling you, I don't agree with it.
But you're okay, but that's the deal, bud. I
hear you, but I don't agree with it. So,
then you're gonna have to go find John Williams, have to push him down some stairs. I don't think he can stop you.
Not John Williams.
I actually remember hearing something about him and Skywalker Saga music. I can't remember what it was, but like there was something. But they made a lot of original stuff for Skywalker Saga. Like pretty much everything in the game is like all original. So I wonder if there. I can't remember exactly. But
anyways, but my only point, I was trying to get out, was that Giacchino's score went underrated because it wasn't John Williams. And then now that we look back on it with lots and lots of other Star Wars scores that have come, and you're like, you know what? This is really fucking solid.
It's really good. Yeah, it's solid.
Yeah, and it's very
so the movie
good.
5 times in IMAX 3D. So it's good. Like, and I watch it in 3D often.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I believe Kevin Kiner is doing Ahsoka, not like doing her, but like doing the music. Yeah, I think that's what they ended up coming. That was the I think that was the story. Probably somewhere on bestmanbulletin.org.
Is he doing Ahsoka? It's ridiculous. Come on, grow up.
But anyways, yeah, I wouldn't be so. I think that like in terms of this article, you could see him wanting to keep the door open on Star Wars. He's expressed interest in it before, so I don't think he wants to offend him. And there's always a chance that there's been an ongoing conversation between Kathleen Kennedy or the leads at Lucasfilm and Nolan and his agents over the last couple of years about finding the right thing at the right time, and maybe he's even pitched things and they've been interested or not interested, and maybe it's an ongoing like discussion. And so, I mean, there could definitely be something there.
Yeah, Star Wars movie we can't hear anyone talk is going to be really wonderful. You know, if the creator is as good as it looks, just bring back Gareth Evans, dude, or Edwards, or whatever his name is.
I don't even know his name.
I don't understand why he's not been.
Well, I get him confused with the Raid guy. Give me the fucking break, you know? Like, come on.
Yeah, Gareth Edwards.
Because I saw that trailer again last night. I saw Mission Impossible 5 times this week. So saw it last night.
You are such a cruiser. You're a cruiser.
I am. I'm a cruiser. You goddamn right.
I saw Rise of Skywalker 5 times, just not in the same week.
Yeah. Well, hey man, I support my team. But that trailer. So look, I'm not a sci-fi guy. When I say sci-fi, like the most I like is maybe District 9, and I'm iffy on Blade Runner. I like 2049. You know, I like the visuals of the first movie, but I'm not like, I don't see, oh, it's got technology like Cyberpunk. I want it in. I'm not that kind of guy, but it does look like a cross between District 9 and Akira, and the concept art from The Force Awakens. Like there's that one shot in the creator trailer with the golden hut that looks a lot like that Jedi temple that Luke was originally going to be in, right? Like, did you not get that?
It looks like so good because it looks just like concept art. Like,
yeah. And I'm like,
what looks so good about it.
This guy, get this guy teamed up with Gilroy again. Just give the motherfuckers. It just looks so cool, man. Like, give him the Star Wars movies. Like, that looks the creator looks cinematic, right? Like, it looks cinematic.
So I'm hearing you're quieter now, and all kinds, but it's better. All right, here. All right, I'm gonna put you up a good 3% and see what happens. Anyways, there's a little bit on the article left. Currently, there are at least 5 Star Wars films in development, a follow-up to The Rise of Skywalker, which continues the story of Rey. She attempts to build a new Jedi Order, directed by Sharmeen Obaid-Chinoy, Dave Filoni's Mando film, James Mangold's Jedi origin flick, and films from Taika Waititi and Sean Levy. During the aforementioned interview, Nolan stated that the film and television industry are currently in their Oppenheimer moment with the growth of AI in the industry. Currently, the Writers Guild of America, of which Nolan is part, and the Screen Actors Guild are both on strike, with some key sticking points being fair wages, residuals from streaming services, and artificial intelligence. Disney CEO Bob Iger, who is currently looking to earn $27 million this year, claims the demands of the guilds are not realistic and disruptive. Fucking cunt. You can support the actors on strike in various ways, including donating to the DSA LA, who have been providing those on the picket lines with food and water, along with the Entertainment Community Fund, which supports those in industry that are in need of emergency financial assistance. I think that second one is a little bit probably more important if you are so inclined to give a buck or something to your favorite writers who are not making the cash. Which this weekend was fucking ridiculous. Like everybody knows. I mean, everybody gets mad, because you're what do they call me? You're a SJW. You're an SJW out there, and in Alabama we know what that means, that you won't fuck your sister and we don't trust you, right? That's like the thing that goes around. But there is a side of the internet on the left that fucking sucks. And they are fucking dangerous and stupid. Stupid, fucking stupid. And what they did over the weekend was there was somebody very innocently, by the way, I'm not fucking picking on this person, who simply asked the question, who did the work, unlike these fucking idiots. Like, nothing makes me madder than this kind of shit. So this person named Rowan, she writes to, I think it was into SAG, and said, "Hey, I was wondering if you could provide any clarity on how work of TV film critics would fall under the strike. It's my understanding that both paid and unpaid promo has been advised against for those wanting to support the strike. But does film criticism fall under that?" And I think this person makes like critical essays on YouTube or something like that. And journalists writing reviews, articles, indie podcasters doing movie critiques, right? And so then she gets this thing and this email back, and it says, "We are asking folks not to promote struck work, including reviews and discussions until the end of the strike. Thank you for the support." Now, a couple of things here. If you're in SAG, you can't go and then be like, "Oh, I'm doing a podcast," and then promote your film. But they're also wanting everybody to eschew the entire industry until their demands are met. So they're going to ask that you don't go to the movies, that you don't give them anything, that you don't do anything that they want you to do.
Right.
Like, this is common fucking sense. This isn't that difficult. So then my half sister, Bespin Bulletin, goes out and writes an article and says, like, what does the strike mean for Star Wars now that SAG is striking? And now what my sister did here was she was saying, okay, look, here's what's going to happen when Ahsoka tries to promote itself this week or this month, and the actors can't show up. And the writers and the directors can, but the writers can't show up. No one can do anything. Also, Bespin saying why you should care. Why should you care that this is happening? And if you didn't think this has anything to do with you because you're just a Star Wars nerd, here's what's actually going on. And here's the situation explained to you, person who doesn't follow the industry and only watches Star Wars. And believe it or not, that's our fucking audience right there.
Jason,
that is the audience.
Jason, Jason,
Yeah.
last I checked, actors work for Apple, right?
Oh, yeah.
They got a whole TV channel. So don't use your iPhone for the next year. Because you're a scab if you use your fucking iPhone for the next year. Just letting you know, scabs, fucking scabs, scab phones.
What they ended up doing, and I'm going to use Bespin as the, his
the
article,
logic it's just weird, dude. It's like, I get you. You want solidarity. You know what you do? You know what you do if you're a film pundit? You fucking start every show up supporting the strike or reminding people why you support the strike. You know, like, you don't go, by the way, we're not going to talk about anything because like it's going to help support the that's not how it works, man. Like, I don't know, man. This is the dumbest. Okay. It's so stupid.
Yeah, no, it's really, really dumb. I'm trying to put up the tweet that he did, and like here's what ended up happening. Just to use like the best example that I know of off the top of my head. So what right here. So his article, Bespin Bulletin, SAG after strike. What does it mean for Star Wars? How could you have a problem with that title? How could that title be bad? Well,
I said to him, it's asking a question, and you want
answering
it to be answered. So you click. There's a link. You click on it, and it will like you expect it to be answered.
Extrapolation. But what we have here is 14 retweets. But look. The retweets are like, I'm supporting this. The likes, 100, but 71 people out of the 135 likes had to quote tweet it because they had to put in their 2 cents. Number one, on an article they didn't fucking read. Because when you read it, number one, I think he's actually fairly impartial. but in being realistic, it actually ends up siding on the side of SAG because it mentions things like don't, the AI thing. Oh, you could be an AI extra for one day, then we own your likeness in perpetuity forever for $200.
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and like that's in this article. And so anyways, though, what you have is you have your like try hard, let's get Frankenstein, get the pitchforks fucking leftists going out with pretending. I hate the myth of the bleeding heart liberal though, because these people do not have bleeding hearts. What they have is they want to jump in on a fight and punch the guy in the back of the head because they wouldn't actually fight somebody in a fight. That's the kind of people that they are, like in spirit, that's what they do. But this is a good example also of the left eating the left, because this article is in your favor. Of anybody who's in favor of SAG, it's in favor of SAG in this thing. And
Bespin and the community in which Bespin exists is in their favor. Very few people, especially in the Star Wars space, was covering the strike as early as you, Jason. Like,
right,
and no points of any of us been towing the fucking line.
Yeah.
I go, no, we can't strike. That means we're gonna get a delay on Star Wars. Oh, fucking well.
What happened on Skeleton Crew and Mando 3? When there were problems, who did the people that were having the problems go to? Did they go to that guy on Twitter who just does everything for validation all day? No. They went to Making Star Wars and Bestman Bulletin, and they said, here's where shit fucking sucks. Get the word out. And we did. So to go and then to attack one of the good guys it's another.
This is why Bespin's Costanza. He would get himself into this fucking thing for no reason. Hey, hold on, Jason. You got yourself a shing $20.
Shogun order?
Look at that, 20 Honda.
Man, I'm gonna start calling Shogun Daddy.
It covers up Azatrue. Hold on, the super chat's so big it covers up Azatrue. Look, you can't even see it no more.
It's like he jumped into Scrooge McDuck's vault and all the coins just over his head.
Just swimming around. You haven't seen $20 since Brexit, right? Right, Azatrue? Like, it's crazy, all that money. What?
Right,
Sorry.
I had the lifeguard him out. Okay. Says, it seems the public doesn't care about the strike because rich actors whining. My thing, what are the numbers? Writers in poverty. What percentage of producers are filthy rich? How many are there? Public just hearing surface stuff. What's the truth? Yeah, see, that's the problem. I mean, I'd say it's just been a problem in the United States since our inception. It's this idea that this person made it, therefore you can too. It's the Horatio Alger pulling yourself up by your bootstraps myth. But the whole thing is about it is some of us our bootstraps are down the street. Others of us have bootstraps that are fucking shoulders when we're born. But what you end up with is like Dave Filoni and Jon Favreau. Those guys are at the top of the game in the industry. Couldn't be from a better place. But what you end up having are when you have like actual like writers on some of those people, like the residuals under this deal. There was a guy the guy who brought Daredevil back to Marvel in the current canon, I guess, posted like his residual check for like $300. That's the guy who wrote one of the most important episodes of a Marvel show. And because of the funny accounting and the games that are played, $300.
Jason, the fact that writers even receive physical checks for 10 cents. Yeah. Like all the amount of money it takes to print the fucking check, mail the fucking, post it, mail it, but you get it for 10 cents is like, what is this? What is this?
Yeah. So anyways, the problem is that they end up looking at actors and going, well, Tom Cruise doesn't look like he's missing any lobster dinners. And it's like, it's not.
No,
Tom
you know
Cruise.
what they'll be like? they'll use this one, Jason. They'll use this one, like NPC bad. Well, I mean, Marvel show sucks, so $300 ain't bad. So you go, I don't like something, so then that means people shouldn't be paid for it. No, motherfucker, it's not how it works. Like, it made fucking money. It made money. You didn't like it. That's got nothing to do with it. It made money. I don't like any of these Fast and the Furious movies, but the people on it should be fucking paid. Doesn't matter whether you like it or not. It generated money. Like, it's ridiculous.
Rob, you like the Fast and the Furious movies. You just don't know it.
I like the first one. I like it when it was realistic. Space Pirate. Space Pirate.
You don't even know.
Ice Pirate. Space Ice. Space Ice. Whatever his name is. You know what I'm talking about.
I watched. I finished. I've done the 10 now. I've done the 10. I'm gonna say like I'm probably like a 7, 8, and 4 are probably my favorite ones. I can't hear you, Rob.
What do you want? What do you want?
I'm gonna do a quick restart and just
you do that.
Play with the chat, ask Adjutor, some questions about life, like what's he been up to, how's the Transformers doing, is Bumblebee all right? I'll be right back.
Hey, look, Adjutor, I didn't like any of the Transformers movies, so they shouldn't be paid. Like. How about that one? Come on, man. Yeah. For real.
I've seen like a growing number of people like saying, yeah, these laser people need to stop striking. And there was a comment on a video of mine yesterday, and the guy was like, I'm sick of these strikes, all these strikes, like blah blah blah. These actors, like, the lazy, and then someone commented saying, like, they're not complaining about just like money, it's like working conditions, this, that, and the other. In American, it's like, I'm not from America, I'm from the UK, I'm just sick of all the people striking over here. Not just the actors. I was like, okay. It's like, and he was just going on and on. I was like,
hey, check this out. Andrew, so there's this video on editing of Avatar: The Way of Water. Right? And I wanted to show people, they jump to the footage. So this is what they actually captured, right? Hold on. We've all seen this before, but what you haven't seen is this is real time. This is real time footage, right? Like the blocking model. So you could see like, and then they go over the passes. This is a great video, by the way. Let me see if I can just zoom in. I didn't have this timed up. So let me see if I can go in here. Because Cameron and them go into like great detail on like how right here, like how this volume work. Like this is them. And then this is like how they're able to take that stuff and drop it back in. But this is them in real time. This is an excellent video. So if you want to see how incredibly difficult it is to get all this shit to work, and let alone it. So this guy right here, he's one of the editors, and this is another one of the editors. This guy's editing Avatar 3 right now on his computer while they're talking. Like he was like talking about it and shit.
Yeah.
But here we go. Yeah, so you can see right here. So this is them underwater. Let me hit play. And this down, so let's see here. So so this right here is them underwater. This is the real time. And this is again like more of this is right here where you can see here. Ooh, sucks. Look at this. Jason knocked me out. Did he knock me out? Yeah, this is where they get into it. I don't have the audio because it'll get us like knocked out. So, but yeah, you can see like they get all this stuff and then they work it. This data gets shoved into the real time. This is the real time. He's actually on camera on a gimbal in VR in real time.
What's going on here? It's not Avatar Friday.
Yeah, we're watching Avatar, man. What are you talking about? What?
No, wasn't She-Hulk like the most watched Marvel show of the year or something in the end?
Yeah. So but people didn't like it, so no one should get paid.
So no one should get paid. Yeah, it's like that's
look, Iger'd be more than happy to not pay them. Like, it's not like he's not advocating against that.
Yeah, he's pretty on board with that.
Yeah, this is also put a link to it, guys. Like, I honestly, man, guys, leave this one in. you're interested, this is fantastic 40 minutes of their process. It's the kind of like work that when people go, oh man, it's easy to do it. No, it's not. And AI ain't going to solve your problems, you know? So move Jason back into the pilot right there.
I just asked like AI, like, how do you make Star Wars liked by prequel people exclusively? And then it said, just put all the Jedi in it. And then Leslie did it. Leslie Headland did it. I guess my computer maybe is just on its last legs. I think this is maybe the end. Because shit ain't working for me.
Time to get a PC, bro.
Yeah, that ain't gonna happen right now. We can't even report Star Wars news because there is none. Anyways, there's this article up on bestmanbulletin.com. I'll try and share it if this shit ever loads in. What the fuck is going on with my setup today? This is ridiculous. I even did a restart. I mean, it's pretty hot today, but I don't know. Can you guys hear me?
I told you,
yeah, you're all right.
CPU wise, man, I'm not a fan of the browser, but CPU wise, Edge is actually what I run this through, and it uses far less CPU.
Yeah.
Just so you know, that's the only reason why I have Edge even on here. Like, but I use it for whenever we stream.
Mm-hmm. So StreamYard lets you use Edge. It doesn't make you use, what do you call it?
No, you just paste it into Edge and then just run StreamYard through Edge. Yeah.
But anyways, Leslie Headland's The Acolyte will feature more Jedi than any other Star Wars content. So we're still very far away. This has been from bestmanbulletin.com. We're still very far away from the release of the High Republic era Star Wars live action series, The Acolyte, but series creator and showrunner Leslie Headland has provided new details on the series. During an interview with the Dagobah
Dispatch, right? Didn't they cancel it?
Yeah, they didn't film it because
they
couldn't pay their taxes. Remember that?
Remember that one? They didn't pay their taxes, and yeah.
Just the thing to add to that,
they canceled Acolyte and Danny Trejo. Sorry,
people were going around saying Rockstar weren't paying their taxes because like there was just accessing the financial record, and it was like it just said that like they've been saying that for years. Like people just don't understand how it works. Like so stupid.
Yeah, I think my Mac is being just a big jerk right now. I think it's I installed updates earlier, and I think it's like maybe it has more updates, and I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna download them during the show, even though you said not to. That might be where I'm at right now with my life. I don't even know if I could share the screen from Bestman Bulletin.
We should just do the show offline.
Yeah.
Right? Some plug.
I would still not.
There we go.
It would probably still be all shitty. By the way, Dagobah Dispatch, worst name for a podcast. Not gonna lie. Like, what is that? Interview with the Dagobah Dispatch podcast. The Russian doll
the
creator.
Dagobah Soul Patch would have been the thing to do. So go ahead.
Yeah, I feel okay making fun of it considering that they got like Leslie Headland on it. You know, this is the EW one, right? This is the EW. Like, if this is the EW podcast, we got to say that because you know that's a fake podcast. That is from our corporate overlords. During an interview with the Dagobah Dispatch podcast, the Russian doll creator revealed that the upcoming Star Wars series will feature more Jedi than any other Star Wars content. Headland doesn't specify if she's just talking about live action in regards to content, which I think it's safe to say she is. You'd likely assume she was. Otherwise, it's a fair feat getting more Jedi involved in a single series than many novels, comics, and games. I mean, yeah, then it just becomes arbitrary. Like 10,000 Jedi all stood up and saluted Kiadi Mundi. And it's like, you know, I don't think that's relevant.
There's gonna be there's gonna be someone saying, but in Star Wars, there are probably there's millions of players who are Jedi. Blah blah. You know, there's just gonna be someone that's gonna be like
George didn't write the Old Republic, and George didn't write any of those novels, and George didn't write any of those video games, and George didn't write any of those Dark Horse comics, so none of it matters anyway. So there you go, problem solved. Like,
so what you're saying is it doesn't matter if it's not George. Now I understand. Only George matters. So she says,
yeah,
quote,
that's exactly what I'm saying, actually. Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, no, you would, George.
Yeah,
Quote,
bring it up.
We have more Jedi in the Acolyte than
Yeah.
we've seen in any other Star Wars content.
Oh, wow.
As they had been
Yeah.
via
I'm impressed.
Dagobah Dispatch. You know?
Huh.
Yeah.
Mm.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Headland
but,
during the.
do they have 98 degrees? Hmm? Do they have 98 degrees?
Did they cut 98 degrees, George? I think it was NC.
Ooh,
It was
yeah,
NC.
yeah. I can't. You know, all those Backstreet whatevers. You know, they're. You know, none of them are Ricky Nelson,
believe
right,
you
right,
called them
Jason? None of them are Ricky
Backstreet Boy
Nelson.
Toys. Backstreet Boy
Yeah.
Toys was you and McCollum's words. Headland during the chat went
I
on to
did.
describe
That's what I
the
called
state
them.
of Star Wars Galaxy at this point in the timeline, with the series being set 100 years before the events of Star Wars: The Phantom Menace, adding that the Jedi in
Oh,
this
wow.
era are at the height of their power, and it's a time of peace throughout the galaxy.
I can't wait to watch it. Yeah.
I would say that the Acolyte stands out because it is the earliest in the Star Wars timeline than we have ever been in live action. We are towards the end of the High Republic, leading into the prequels, George Lucas's prequels. So we are looking at a time
Not Jonathan
period
Hales.
where the Jedi are at the height of their power. We're looking at a time period where there is peace throughout the galaxy. And it was very challenging and interesting to make a Star Wars with no war, war in it. Leslie,
It's not that hard. No, I did most of the Phantom Menace has no war in it, really. I mean, if you think about it, it's got taxation and trade routes and Hitster and
pod races.
Derby. No, I call it the Derby, but yeah, you
call
can call it a pod race. Yeah, it's a Derby.
How about
I live near.
Yeah.
You say Derby, it's Derby. I live near Derby.
Oh.
Like, come on.
It's actually called Dagobah Derby. That's what it's actually called.
Oh. Yeah, you know, Jason, he talks like all those people who took tea breaks in England. Remember that, Jason? When I was trying to make the movie, and then they just stop everything for tea time. That's ridiculous.
Yeah.
That's why we took that. That's why we took Jedi away and made that in California, because they don't drink tea out there. Yeah. All right. Well, I got to go back and finish buying Star Wars back. I'll see you later.
All right, dude. All right, man. Good luck, dude. Enjoy your Chinese food at the Chinese buffet. One thing that's been teased as a selling point of the show ever since fans became aware of the series being in development 3 years ago was that the series will have a unique take, focusing on the perspective of the villains instead of the heroes. Amandla Stenberg, Bodies, has been cast as the series lead, and the trailer showcased that, which is it's okay horror film it's kind of throwaway in my opinion, but it was a good watch. Has been cast as the series lead, and the trailer showcased at Star Wars Celebration in April, and shown again at Disney's Upfront event. Showed Stenberg.
Yeah, Zaslav's gonna do WB's round back. Just to
I think we should call it Disney's back to front. How you should always wipe. Stenberg's character attempting to assassinate the Jedi, specifically Carrie-Anne Moss's mysterious Jedi character. It's really a metaphor of the Phantom Menace going to kill the Matrix after it won the Academy Award. Headland says that Star Wars has always been about...
No, Jason, her name is May. Mm-hmm. Her name is May, last name Tricks. Know what I'm saying? That's what we're going to call her in the show. It's going to be May. Jedi Tricks. Matrix.
I see what you did there.
Can't wait. She's going to have slow-moving lightsabers. It's going to be great.
That's why they say you should direct all the Star Wars movies now.
I am directing all the Star Wars movies, Jay. Don't you know this?
Just one.
Everyone's been fired. I'm making them all.
Wait, are you here to announce it's a trilogy now? Are you here to announce a trilogy, Dave? What are you?
But it's a menage trilogy. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, right.
We all gonna just throw them all in there together and make them all at once. See what happens.
A menage movie is, I believe, the term that you're going to market it as.
I don't know all the sexual pronouns. I'm just saying I'm gonna get it out.
Yeah, but we did teach you what a pronoun was. You did get it one day. Headland says,
"I'm pro verbs and pronouns, Jason. I am pro everything."
You just don't say no to anything, Dave. Headland says that Star Wars has always been about the underdog taking on the institution. The Rebel Alliance battling against the Galactic Empire and the Resistance taking on the First Order. But with the Jedi being so strong in numbers in a time of peace, it's the villains that have become the underdog in the Acolyte story. That's kind of cool. I like that. I like where her brain is at on that one.
Get to the Wookiees with the top knots. Come on.
Hey,
One more of the top knot Wookiees.
I'm gonna be honest with you though. That Wookiee's like the parent of Wookiees. So he does something well, because or else he wouldn't be there.
Furrin.
Furrin. Yeah. Yeah.
Call him Furrin. Yeah.
Furrin.
You won't believe what he's into, Jason.
Well, his name is Furrin
You won't
Perineum.
believe what he's into.
Furrin Perineum. I know what he's into. Okay.
Yeah.
I think that
He grooms himself.
Oh shit. I think that makes this show different and interesting, is that it's from the perspective of the bad guys or the villains of Star Wars. These are people who are using the Force in their own way, dipping into the darker side of the Force, and are doing it without being sanctioned by the larger institution, which in this case is the Jedi. And I think that Star Wars is always about some version of the underdog versus the institution. Ledley Headland via the Dagobah Derby. I mean,
How many cameos, Jason? I don't care about stories and characters. I don't need to know what cameos are we getting, because if we don't have important cameos, it ain't worth making. What are we getting?
So here's how what I've heard. Here's how the first cameo goes.
Oh wait, Jason, hold on. I was watching Die Hard, and there's a whole scene where I know I'm. This is what happens when I'm live. I just got to deal with it. There's a whole scene when the British dude, what's his face, was making demands, and he said he wanted Asian Dawn to be released from prison, and I thought he said Crimson Dawn.
Oh.
And now I want someone to redo the clip with AI where he says release Crimson Dawn.
Now, right now, Meg's making a video about it. She's like, Crimson Dawn was confirmed in Die Hard in 1989.
Die Hard, right. 1988. Came out in 88. You saw it on cable in 89. Yes.
No, I actually saw it in the theater. I actually did see Die Hard in the theater.
Probably still in theaters by 88, but it came out in 88. All right.
I saw it in 88, man. I was an opening day kid. Come on. Alondra 6, 50 cents. Anyways, how the first cameo goes is it pans down, and you think it's gonna be like the Star Destroyer going, right? But it's like a smaller ship, and then as the ship plays, you hear some bass beats going, and then you just hear word up, about a sales, and they're like, oh shit, they put the cameo in the very first scene. So if you don't get it, go on Spotify and just type in cameo word up. And fucking let your life truly begin, as a true. Talking to you, as a true specifically. I'm looking at you, bud.
He's a SoundCloud rapper kind of guy, though, Jason. I don't think he listens to.
Then he's about as a true's about to take word up, do his own fucking version of it, sample it, and blow up, and then not talk to us anymore because he's making real serious money and big time, and But anyways, when you just I think if you just do like the very simple math on the story and like look at the prequels weren't all Jedi Order stuff. It wasn't all about the Jedi. There's a ton of it, but that's like 3 movies over about what would you say, like 7.5, 8 hours, worth of content. And there's a lot of Jedi on there. Well, this is like around 8 episodes probably. And 8 episodes at about.
I like when they have rubber hands and they're holding lightsabers like this. That's my favorite, right?
Like, the thing is, those guys that are on screen for like 2 seconds and die or whatever, they are like the most popular characters to like people my age.
Yeah,
like they're the ones that get the YouTube video views. If you don't talk about just post a video about that character over and over again, it gets you money. More of an actual
and if they did this today, they'd be like, Disney's making Jedi look stupid. Like, you look at they can't even hold the sabers, their fingers are like, you'll see.
Yeah. And we do need to buy a cameo by Jeff Snyder for Chris Breezy. That I mean, maybe I don't know. Maybe we should chip in. Maybe we could send Snyder to a strip club with 100 ones that are all Chris Breezy's money, and then he could just tell him it went to cookies. I don't know. something to make it burn less.
If it's a Jewish strip club, Snyder might go. He's really big on that these days. They asked him, and I bring it up because they asked him. He brought up porn stars, and then someone said in the chat, "Name a porn star," and he brought up Daphne Rosen because his quote, "Not mine, she's Jewish." I'm like, well, there you go, there you go. And Roka was just turning red. It was the greatest. Like,
yeah,
so good.
Jewish girls are pretty. I'm with them.
I have no complaints.
I have no
complaints.
I've heard his review on this, and I agree with him.
Jeez. As a true is like, no. That's high school talk.
As is true, you're not looking for the dial of destiny by any chance, are you? No, I'm kidding. I'm just fucking around. No, all right. Yeah.
Got a crystal skull in my pants. Like,
but what I was going to say was like the Star Wars prequels feature the Jedi Temple, and a bunch of Jedi, and they attack an arena, and there's probably supposed to be 100 or 200 in there. But when you get down to what the show is going to do with showing the Jedi Temple, the Jedi Order, when you get into it being central to that kind of stuff, I would imagine we get more Jedi in this show than we got in anything so far. I mean, it just seems like that
means it'll be the best show ever.
No, it doesn't mean that, but it means
the more Jedis you have, the better it is.
I think that the more actual Jedis that you have, actually designed like real Jedi, then yeah, it that is really fun. It's fun when you're looking at Kit Fisto. It's fun when you're looking at the dickhead Ki-Adi-Mundi. Like, it's fun when you're seeing Plo Koon. It's not fun when it looks like Disneyland cast members wearing just brown Jedi robes, and they're all like, oh no, I'm getting Order 66 right now. That's not fun. That's half-assed. And it's
I want to see them all dramatically turn on their lightsabers and then pose for the camera. That's my favorite. I like that. That's what makes it Star Wars. Yeah. Hold on it. It's really important.
Hold on it. Yeah, definitely hold on it. So, I mean, it has this has potential though, in the sense that I've always heard from over the years that with the High Republic, like that initiative was laid out like real in a very serious way, because initially the High Republic era was going to have films. That's what they were going to do.
I want to get your prediction.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm not good at predicting this, so I'm going to ask you. All right.
Okay.
Which do you think will have the highest views? The Acolyte, or whatever episode you want. I don't care, right? Not the whole series, but whatever. The Acolyte or Rebel Moon? Well, the Zack Snyder fans, right? Because they want Zack Snyder to make everything. So, and this is Zack Snyder's canceled R-rated Star Wars thing. Will Zack Snyder beat the Acolyte?
No, I don't think so. I mean, I think it's a weird one though, because the install base of Netflix itself is just so big in comparison to anything else, that to like even compare it though, it's like it could do more, but actually be more disappointing, because it has to do with like how many people on your platform are watching the thing that you put out. So if you have 1 billion people on your platform and 1 million people on Disney Plus, which this is just for the example, and then 1 million people on Disney Plus watch the Acolyte, huge success for Disney Plus. But if 2 million people of 1 billion people on Netflix watch Rebel Moon, then that's a disappointment. So it's kind of like that's the whole thing. That's why like we're using like almost a model, like it's a theater system. Like these things all come out and are released to everybody at the same time with the same opportunities, and are really.
Well, Jason, remember they love Zack Snyder.
But
remember that time Sucker Punch came out and did 39 million domestic?
I'll never forget it.
I don't mean for the first weekend. I mean total.
Yeah.
Right? Remember, and it was like 50 overseas, somewhere between 80 and 90 million, that fucking movie total. But he can do no wrong.
But what we end up with this Star Wars show is that they were going to do Star Wars films. When I first heard about the High Republic era stuff, It was really about getting to the Yoda film. That's where it was originally going. Now, I'm not saying that's where it's going today or anything like that, but that's where they wanted to go. And so what you had was all of these books, all of these comics, everything about it, shit is being put into a huge Bible. When something big in the novels happens, something that is of note, Doug Chang and those style cats, the concept designers, are doing art depicting it. Some of it's really fast.
It's like
the
Galaxy's Edge game that had a Yoda bit, and like I think
You're
Doug
not helping
worked
as
on
a
some of the
true.
concept art and stuff like that.
You're
And
not
then he's
helping.
even in the Eclipse trailer as well. He's even in there. So
well, also Yoda
Really
is
not helping.
is in the VR game. Yoda's in the VR game, in the High Republic VR game. And
None
stuff.
of this helps.
And but anyways, when you get down to it, like so the idea was that this stuff would already be, if something in a cartoon wants to use some galactic moment from the High Republic and a show and a movie, there would be continuity between it already because it is already designed. It's like, and so when and a lot of this happened during the downtime for, there was no Star Wars films being made. So, this kept people employed. It's a good thing. But anyways, where I'm going with that is, in every single one of these books, you'll have like, in one of these books, it'll be like, oh yeah, a fucking, three-dicked Wookiee with horns as a Jedi shows up, right? Well, they had to like design it. So what I'm hoping is the Acolyte ends up not having, I'm hoping that all of that stuff means that shit was designed, you know what I mean, though, for it. And that they were able to like,
Jason, actually, I have a name for this I wrote down in my yellow pad. It's called a triptych.
It's triptych.
George.
Yeah, George, you're
Come on.
You're a genius, George.
He's just drunk on power. He bought that Star Wars back, and now he just feels like he can say whatever he wants.
But no, so there is, like I said, so there is a chance that we're not getting the opening of Kenobi. Here's just a bunch of generic extras from Los Angeles and Jedi robes from Disneyland being like, I'm a Jedi too. Like,
specifically that part in Disneyland, in the Tomorrowland, where they drag your kid on stage and make them do fake force powers where everyone's just trying to eat their fucking pizza.
Yeah.
Right. As I had to sit through this insufferable fucking nightmare.
I just go to Galaxy's Edge and walk around and have a great time.
In California, wasn't so bad. They didn't do the stuff like where Darth Vader's doing the Running Man and stuff. Like that kind of stuff, they kept it over to Florida.
Is it the stage where like all the gifts came from, like Boba Fett dance and things like that?
Yeah. That's all from Florida. Florida
what year was that?
The asshole of the country. Probably, I think that was for Star Wars weekends or whatever it was called. It was some.
I never understood all that stuff. It's just like people just live near Disney and go all the time. Like,
yeah.
I don't know.
That was where people who are obsessed with celebrity would go to suck upon the teat of Star Wars. Oh my God, it's the guy who voiced Kit Fisto in that episode, and he's like in a car going, "Hey, everybody, I'm at Disneyland."
Our whole lightsabers like this.
And
fucking dumbest action scene with a Jedi ever. Big rubber fucking head with the stupid rubber hands.
See, that's where
fucking
you don't
stupid.
get Star Wars. You don't know Star Wars. That is fucking
I'm glad
great.
I don't know that Star Wars. I don't want to know them. I just own that shit. I left that fucking Star Wars off at the mall and I didn't return. Right, Jason?
Yeah. You know what, man?
I hope they find that Star Wars head in the field. Oh, I didn't say that. It's not appropriate. It's too soon to make those kinds of jokes. I think so.
I would rather look at 15,000 Amralak bars than just some, like I said, yeah. No, I like that kind of like, that's the stuff that like makes it fun when it's not the focus, but it's there. Like that's the way it needs to be. I mean, that's when it's good. That little dinosaur, remember that little dinosaur? You've had that moment. Don't act like you didn't have that little dinosaur moment, because you did. I saw you. I saw your eyes after you saw that dinosaur in Kenobi running down the street.
Did you see my face with the rest of Kenobi? Or did you just focus on that 1 3-second bit? Like, because the rest of Kenobi.
Moving the goalpost.
No, you're looking at the one. Here's the whole field. You're just looking at the fucking post.
Yeah, as an example.
I'm bringing up the example. It was a highlight in a rather nefarious bit of fucking Star Wars. Even Doug Chain designed some stupid ships in that series. You know? I love Doug Chain, but I don't like the ship in that series.
No,
I've
checked, and you were wrong. Dinosaurs are cool. Kid Fisto's cool. Everybody knows.
Everybody walked a dinosaur.
Everybody knows Kid Fisto and Kiadi Mundi are cool. And Dave Filoni has a Plo Cool stamp because he gets the bitches. All right. Hawkwood says,
"What is a Vernes? What is this? What is this?
Yeah.
What is this? Is he punking us? Is that still a term? Is he punking us? Are we getting punked? Are we getting Jamie Kathleen Kennedy? Are we getting JKK? Oh, that's how they're JK. I can't make fun of those anymore.
They call it the other Kennedy assassination. Kathy Kennedy comes after you.
Yeah.
Hawkwood says the photo leak of Vanessa Rao got me hyped, and like that was like an example. No, that was an example. Yeah. Vanessa Rao.
Yeah. City snacks. They eat city snacks.
No, but that right there is an example of a Jedi character who's shown up in the print materials now, who's in the show, and so I think we're going to see quite a bit of that kind of stuff.
Oh, then they did their job. Show's done. Yeah. Cameo's complete.
For the but what's interesting about that one, Rob, is usually cameos, when you get down to it, have this like nostalgic flavor to them. These ones don't have any of it. Like I said, because like it's so new, like the nostalgia hasn't even got to bake yet, you know. And like so
I'm nostalgic for some shit that just came out last week. It's like when people went to I like the Mario movie a lot. You know I do, Jason. I even saw it 3 times in the theater. 3 times.
It's a bad movie, and I like it. I mean, that's what it is.
But people were crying like they didn't just buy a fucking Mario game last week. like, oh my God, it's Mario! I was like, guys, you own 800 fucking Mario games. You're playing Mario every day. Like there's streams on Twitch. Like they got another one right around the corner. Like they just announced another one. It is the weirdest form of nostalgia. It is weird.
I had an epiphany. I don't want to get too off track because I need to finish Best Bolton article still, and then get to Shogun's super chat. But I had an epiphany while I was playing Zelda yesterday. I think they should have something happen in a Zelda movie where Link doesn't have a voice. I was like thinking about, like, if Link speaks, it's just inherently weird. If you've played hundreds and hundreds of hours of Zelda, and then he's like, "Excuse me, princess," or anything like that at all. And I'm like,
I almost think he talks like Azatru.
Azatru's pretty quiet though. So
Azatru, say, "Well, excuse me." Do it.
Well, excuse me,
princess.
See?
Yeah. All right,
princess.
So Bespin Bulletin goes on to say the series creator also teased the moral ambiguity of the character featured in the series, just like her previous comment in regards to the series featuring more Jedi than in any other Star Wars content. The Acolyte will feature more morally ambiguous characters than fans have seen in previous Star Wars content. The writer-director also hinted
I like this. I'm gonna watch it.
No, Dave. No, Dave. Get out of the writer's room.
We'll say I'm morally ambiguous about Jason. I need choices. I need choices. Oh, give me some cameo morals. You know what I'm saying? Just like sometimes they're gonna show up and then we just scoot them on out. Like no morals, go away. Shoot.
Every morning, people are tired of you looking at a donut and a bagel and calling it a Sophie's Choice. It's not, Dave. It's not. The writer's director also hinted at fans getting to see actions utilized with the British S
The best
the
part is you
Acolyte-
can put each one up to your eye and look through 2 holes at once, Jason.
Oh, Dave. One of the
I don't know where that
earliest
joke came
rumors.
from.
One of the earliest rumors of the series was that it would feature heavy usage of martial arts, and perhaps this is what Headland is hinting at.
We know someone who knows martial arts, Jason.
Who's that?
Just saying, we just know somebody who can do the
Oh
martial arts.
no! Don't do it. You're gonna get me in trouble because you want to do karate in the front yard, and everybody said it to me because it's hilarious.
Where do you think I spend my days? I just wait for it.
Yeah,
My
I'm gonna
phone.
be honest with you guys. If you guys see people doing karate in the front yard and they don't like me, I think it's funny, but don't send it to me because I know. All right, I think I get a lot of people sending me that guy doing karate. I think you see more morally ambiguous characters than you've seen in other Star Wars content, and I think I can say this pretty confidently. I don't think you're going to see action in other shows the way you see it used and utilized in our show. And that's what
famous last words, Leslie. Be careful about that. You gotta be careful how you word that. Like,
well, no,
people.
because what we know about the show is that it's going to be it does, like when they were doing the casting calls, when they were putting it together, it was for people who wanted or who had martial arts skills. So the idea, I think, is going to be that like all of these characters aren't straight out Jedi, and that they either are using the martial arts to contend with being able to fight up against the Jedi, or it's a way of, if you're not a Jedi, like Amanda Stenberg is an ex-Padawan.
Oh.
She doesn't get the job. She doesn't get her grant to continue on to Jedi school, apparently. So anyways,
You got a $5 super chat, Jason.
I got 2 to get to. Okay, so the trailer opens with Li Jung Jai's Jedi's master teaching a group of Jedi younglings inside of a Jedi temple. The trailer cuts to a mysterious purple hooded figure from behind, making their way through a bustling town. The mysterious figure walks into a bar of some sort, and we see them targeting a character played by Carrie-Anne Moss, who appears to be a Jedi. The mysterious figure is revealed to be the series lead, Amandla J. Stenberg, who's sporting red dreadlocks, black cloth mask, a metal plate on her chest, and what appears to be chainmail
Jason. We was gonna call Carrie Moss Katana. Know what I'm saying? Like in the show, we was gonna call her Moss Katana, but no, JJ wouldn't let me do it because he has IP rights and stuff. I don't like it. So we just gonna call her Joe.
Bespin writes,
he's a big Facts Alive
small
fan.
dagger fitting for a woman. Why'd you say that, Bespin? You shouldn't have said that. In an attempt to kill Moss, but Carrie-Anne dodges every swing with ease.
So woke. She didn't get hit one time. Fucking ridiculous.
But, okay, apparently I skipped things. I'm sorry, I can't not skip things because I can't do it. You skipped it, an article, but before the trailer stuff. But I said my sources inform me Acolyte comes out in Q2 2024.
A big thing to skip, Jason.
Okay, well, I blame you. The Acolyte has been confirmed for a 2024 release, with my source telling me that they expect the series to release within the second quarter of the year. Most fans have seen very little of the series, but fans such as myself, who were present at the Lucasfilm Showcase during this year's Star Wars Celebration, got to see the first trailer for the Acolyte. Oh, so you think you're better than us? No, you're not. Fuck. Sorry.
Yeah, as a true.
I know as a true.
No,
he was literally
he gave me his
confused. He's like,
wristband.
what?
He gave me his wristband at Celebration.
So he bought you off, you shill. I see what's going on here.
He just did it because they were tracking him, and he was trying to use you as bait. Like,
yeah. He was like, "I'm not made for this. Attitude ain't made for this."
He's been impossible. Whenever the security guards are chasing him down and shit. So that was a move. It's
like face off with Acid True and Bespin. The trailer continues and shows us Charlie Bartnett's character using the Force, complete in the recognizable white and gold robes. You son of a bitch! Why'd you do that to Spreezy? Right now, Spreezy's like chubbing up when he heard recognizable white and gold robes of the High Republic era Jedi. We see two.
He's getting a little crystal skull right now, Jason.
We see 2 Nimrods aboard a starship, Nemodians, in a starship, in a quick shot interspliced with Stenberg's character creeping around corners, and Jung Jae continued to teach the younglings. Stenberg whips out her dagger and swings it at an unknown character. As Charlie Barnett ignites a yellow lightsaber whilst exploring caverns with an alien Jedi, possibly Daphne Keen's character. We see Rebecca Henderson's Jedi character. See, all of these, this is just all fucking like abstract now. We're fucking Rebecca Henderson. I don't remember who that is. Character with white and gold robes. God damn, white and gold robes are back again. Freezy's like trying to get in the show right now.
He's just pumping that word count up, man. Like
he's cock teasing.
He's SOEing. Yeah.
Opening. So the white and gold robes person is opening a door in a Jedi temple with the Force, and Manny Jacinto's characters looking disheveled, peeking around the corner. Joni Turner Smith's character is seen looking regal, and what appears to be her followers open their hands in front of her as she walks through them. We see Stenberg swing at Moss once again with her trusty dagger, which is blocked by the Force. We see Lee Jung Jae, Charlie Bartnett, and an unknown female character, all Jedi, walking up a snowy mountain in the midst of a blizzard. The final shot of the trailer sees Lee Jung Jae and 7 other Jedi ignite the lightsabers in a forest location in the trailer.
It was really riveting.
The Acolyte, which is set during the High Republic era, will feature a former Padawan and her Jedi Master, former Jedi Master, as they investigate a series of crimes, but encounter more counter forces more sinister than what they've imagined. Me can read, I swear. The series stars Amandla Stenberg and then a bunch of other people, and then you could support him on Bespin, on Coffee.
Yeah, we do. So some of us do. I do.
And you could become a channel member.
Don't. You should though.
Over here. So, and we have I think 2 super chats, right? We have the Shogun first asking if they're putting Rebel Moon in theaters. Is there going to be a theatrical for Rebel Moon? I've only heard of it be on Netflix personally. Do you know if they're doing that? Do you know?
I think Campia might have mentioned that they were going to do that.
Yeah.
Don't quote me on that.
I wouldn't. I don't
watch Campia much anymore. So.
Yeah. I wouldn't be surprised if there was some screenings of it, like special like event kind of things. But as far as I understand, it's a Netflix show or movie. I can't hear you, Rob. Are you speaking right now?
No.
Okay. The video's fucked up for me because of course it is.
I've got some Outlaws information.
Okay, let's
All right, we'll have you back on tomorrow, and then we'll talk about it. All right, goodbye, everybody. Good show. What? No. All right,
Rob,
go ahead.
Can you put the super chats up, Rob? My browser is just shitting out. It's just lagging. I can't.
There's the other one. We took it off, so let me see. It doesn't put them at the top, does it?
It's messed up for me.
Yeah, normally it puts them at the top, but
go over to starred on the tab on the right, and then it should be in there.
Oh, okay, I got you. So we got one more from Mace Harris. Mace Harris asks, "Hey Jason, dating out on course can't with Bix or Sabine? Which one are you going with? Come on."
Number one, Mace. Thank you for the $5, but that is a real Sophie's choice right there. That what you have done, but
Sophie Turner's choice, Jason.
It's got to be Bix. I mean, Bix all the time.
Plus, we've seen Sabine nude, so we haven't seen the goods yet on Bix. So.
Oh, I think have we not seen? We've seen some stuff. There's some stuff out there. I think.
I haven't.
Yeah. People. After I wrote that Bix song, I had a lot of people sending me stuff that I was both appreciative and a little grossed out by at the same time. I'm like, I don't really need to be JO buddies with you, but I guess thanks, man. I think I'm doing
Meg's just got a giant storage of Bix pics she's sending you.
Yeah.
All right, I see.
But don't get me wrong. That Sabine actor is no slouch at all. But I mean, it's not fair.
I'm not going to complain.
We need to make Azatru because Azatru is the goodest boy on the show. So we need to ask.
He's blushing.
Azatru.
He's blushing.
Bix or Sabine, buddy. Bix or Sabine.
No comment. Let's talk about Outlaw.
I like it. He's respectable, Jason.
I tried.
I like it.
He's a good boy. He's a good boy.
He's an Amblin kid.
All right. So what is going on with Outlaws? Is Biggs and Sabine going on a romantic scissoring date in this game, or is it something else?
Definitely not.
Okay.
So
Sounded good there for a minute, though. No,
there's going to be a panel at Comic Con this weekend, which you reported on. Speaking of Comic Con, there's going to be a panel with the composers of Jedi Survivor. I can't remember which day, but they're doing a panel with EA Music and someone else, and so they're going to be talking about Jedi Survivor. So that's pretty cool because like that, I don't think they like there's been any like EA music panel or anything like this is like the first time. So
No, hold on, Andrew. Andrew thinks he's Christopher Nolan North. Got to keep it on point. Right? See, Andrew got that joke. He got that joke.
Mm.
Everyone from the south hates the north, but it's like I'm in the middle, so I'm like, whatever.
They call him the
joke,
Nolan of
apparently.
Nottingham, is what they call him.
You don't Nolan North. You don't. Never mind.
That guy that from the console I don't play. Okay.
From every game ever made. Sure. Like, yeah.
I don't play Uncharted, so.
Okay. Wait. I want to try to experiment really quickly before you go on.
Mm-hmm.
All right. There's an ice cream social, and Bix and Sabine are there. Who are you taking to the ice cream social? Bix or Sabine to the ice cream social? This is just to get ice cream, buddy. This is just to get ice cream.
I'll have it by myself.
Man, this guy, he knows my tricks. He knows my tricks. He knows I would extrapolate it to the worst place. All right, go on. Touche, sir. After you.
I like how Nolan North does all those Heroes and Fable games, and this guy's just like forgetting that ever happened. But, right,
I not my cup of tea.
He was in Transformers War for Cybertron.
I didn't
Never
play it. Bar the demo.
You didn't. Okay. Destiny 2?
No. Destiny 1 is the only game I wish I never bought at full price.
Wow.
And I was a Bungie fan. I was like a diehard Bungie fan, and then they disappointed me with that. So
he did Halo 3, Halo Wars.
No. That's what I mean. I became a Destiny channel off the back of my love for Halo, and then Destiny came out. I was like, I'm done.
Would you say you became a Destiny's child? Okay, I tried.
No. Too soon, Jason. Too soon.
And so basically, there's a big gaming magazine. I'm not sure if it's out in the
Did he like
it was his time to it was his time to do.
And
let's end the show, Jason. We did an hour and a half.
You know what? I mean, I think we both know Azatru's answer to the question was going to be both at the same time. And that was and
his mom grounded him from the show, right?
Okay.
She literally was like, nope.
Okay, is he actually back?
What happened there?
Is he actually back? Are you back?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay.
Iger got him.
Okay, so go ahead. We can't see.
Okay, so basically there's there's a game magazine that's quite big over here. I'm not sure if it's out in the US, and there was a big interview with Ubisoft.
It's called
on Outlaws.
Biggins? What's it called?
No, The Edge. Just
The
Edge.
Edge.
It's called Buttons, Jason. Jason's called Buttons. All right, that's the name. We need a sexually ambiguous gaming magazine called Buttons. Like, we really do. Yeah, go ahead.
Sorry, I always feel bad for Azatru on our show because he's just so earnest, and we're just shitheads. We're just total shitheads. Sorry, Azatru. Go ahead.
We really are. Yeah.
So basically, they were saying they started conversations about Outlaws just after Fallen Order came out. Like they pitched it to Lucasfilm in 2020, so it's been in the works for well over 3 years.
Like I know everyone's dying from this mysterious airborne disease, right? Like it even got Azatru one. But hey, we got an idea for a game. After the death and carnage and New World Order takes over, we're gonna want to play some games, so we gotta get started. Stat. What do you think?
What do you think the chances are? Biggs has a hot sister named Biggins Starklighter. It's possible, right? Biggins Starklighter. I mean, okay, go ahead. Azatru. Sorry.
He said the Julian Grighty, who's like the narrative, the the creative director on the game, he said the Avatar team's actually bigger inside the studio, so they basically split up. They're the division team. They split into two. The bigger team's doing Avatar, and the slightly smaller team's doing Star Wars. But like 9 other studios across the world at Ubisoft working on the game. That's basically how they've developed so much about the game already. And also they said that he listed off a bunch of inspirations they got for K, because they said it's not just Han Solo, like a lot of people seem to think. They got inspiration from Jack Sparrow apparently, Indy, that those kinds of stuff. And a lot of people were upset about that on my video. So here's a comment for you. So someone put, if they got all the inspiration from all of those characters, then why is the character a female? Who asked for this? Nobody! ! Hopefully this game flops big time. And I said, you don't speak for anyone. And he said, so you want to play as a female? Lol, it's okay, dude. I said, I don't care what I play as. And then he says, and then a subscriber of mine responded, and he's like, okay, beta simp. That's his argument. So yeah, they weren't.
Meanwhile, they own every Tomb Raider game, right? Right, that is true. You know what I mean? And they're mad that she doesn't have big enough tits. Right?
Here's another one. So the same guy says, look, they took all the inspiration from all these characters, and yet the character ends up being a white human female, looks just like Kathleen Kennedy. I guess she got a job at Ubisoft too.
You're being generous. And I got pictures from the set of Last Crusade.
Yeah, that's
You're being
really
generous.
That's really
To be fair, she looks more like what's her face, Mary Elizabeth Winstead. She looks closer to that, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
So you know what? They're very not happy with this game, because they can't choose the agenda. So on top of that, a couple of interesting points. They said the Nyx, the puppet, the creature, they've already completed all the motion capture for that, and because UB4, they said they've still got filming to go, but this interview was at that time, so there's still some stuff to go. But in terms of Nyx and whatnot, that's already done. They also said it's not seamless ground to space flight, so people are pretty upset by that. There is a loading thing. They basically said they looked at it and the payoff wasn't worth all of the investment to do.
Neither was Survivor or Battlefront 1 or 2.
So
they've never had this. They've never had this in a Star Wars game. They've only had whispers of it for 15 years.
Well, one game had it just never came out.
Right, for 15 years ago. That's what I'm saying.
And then another thing.
Remember, George threw that game away. Just remember, George was like, fuck that game.
It makes me laugh because a lot of people see there's a lot of revisionist history going on with that sort of era, because it happened all well before Disney bought the company, and it's people seem to treat LucasArts as this perfect company, and it's actually the people that have talked about
no, it's perfect. No, it's perfect. What are you talking about? Yeah, well, we did everything. Didn't you play Yoda Stories? I love that game. Yeah, Yoda Stories is the best. And I threw it away because I got a tax write-off. Zaslav, he stole that move from me. Yeah, I made $20. Yeah, that's a
Rob,
penny earned and $1 short.
George, a producer has come through during the show, and they've got us a picture of Biggs on screen being railed by the Mandalorian.
I remember this scene.
Rob could look at that after the show if he wants to. It's a real thing.
I lived it. I don't really have to look again. I mean, this actually happened on the set of Beverly Hills Cop 3. Yeah, that was right off camera. We were
Mumbo Jimbo says, how do they motion
I know
capture
him.
Nyx? Well, basically they explained they had a puppet, and they basically designed it after the in-game model. So they BD1, because on set of Survivor and Fallen Order, they did have a guy who actually played BD1. So they basically just did the same sort of thing with Nyx as well.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah, Jabba the Hutt wasn't originally a puppet. No, yeah, he was a fat bastard looking dude. Yeah, just like fat bastard.
Let's put it down.
I don't know, man. I don't know.
So, anyways, were you saying something else?
He looks just like
That's
fat
true.
bastard.
Let me find the next bit.
Stupid.
Let's see.
I'm out of coffee, guys. Come on, get it out. Get out the fats.
Okay, there we go.
Globe
So
trotting gamer, dude. Come on.
So another thing is that they talked about map size again. So previously I came on and said Tashara, like the main planet, is like
this
bigger
big.
than it's very big.
It's big. It's big.
It's bigger than their previous map for the Division 2. But they go on to say basically each planets are going to be like very different. So one like they're going to be like either densely populated or not so much. Vehicle gameplay comes into that.
Sorry, it's just I never would have figured some of them would have been densely populated and some of them not so much. But I'm glad they released that info. Confirmed. Right.
And they said basically some of the other planets would be like 2 or 3 zones of an Assassin's Creed map, but like those zones are so different in size. Like some of them are quite small, some of them are quite big. So it's hard to like understand like how big they are. But like I think some people have got the impression that like every planet in the game is going to be like this humongous, like fully explorable
unlimited
planet. But like they basically they literally
unlimited,
said
procedurally generated.
Yeah, they literally say we haven't
yeah.
procedurally generated it, and it's because also all the planets have been handcrafted to a manageable size, so it's not overwhelming.
Yeah, we don't want that.
But also
we don't want that.
Overwhelming.
AI generated. Yeah. Instantaneous. Yes. Yeah. 8K, HDR, 60 frames per second. We want it all, right? That's true. We wanted a console that costs less than $300. Yeah, on the last gen console. I don't want to buy anything new. I want it on the last one. Fucking hate. I love gamers and I hate them.
Can it do this though? I don't love the player.
Cut him right off. He's gonna make the noises. Cut us off.
Is it just
a shame?
Is it just doing its thing? Yeah, that's our lives. But sorry, as a true. We just like to get uppity and confuse you.
It's okay.
Sorry.
I thought as true, all they wanted was Lego Star Wars Saga to be released, and then all would be well. And then they forgot about it when it came out, right? Like,
well, it didn't have what they wanted. You couldn't fly a Venator. You couldn't land a Venator like yourself. You couldn't then launch Order 66 on a bunch of kids. Well, you could, but then they patched it, and then they was upset that you couldn't kill kids, and then they stopped playing.
Whoa. No. As a true, it's Order Brickty Brick. Yeah, that's what you call it, Brickty Brick. I need on the back of the box.
George, I'm going to play this really quickly for Paul, okay?
To Alec Guinness, who's very, very English, and it's a very, very English accent. It's very interesting, because he actually pulls it off pretty well, because his real accent is way different.
Oh, he's got that video.
Yeah, he does. He sounds like Fat Bastard.
Yeah, it does. It sounds like Fat Bastard. Yeah. Yeah, it sounds way different, right? Yeah.
Oh,
yeah, well, jokes on them. I'm buying back LucasArts just to cancel Battlefront 3 again. Yeah. Yeah. That's how I'm going to have fun in my last remaining years on this hellhole. So hope you enjoy Comic-Con. Yeah. Peace out.
Bye, George. That's what it says. The second clip I sent, the comment I knew he had down that video. Surprised it wasn't the other clip. I think I might have deleted the other clip on accident or on purpose. I don't know. It looks like that's the one I have left to throw this time. But yeah. When is that game supposed to come out again? Like, how far are we?
So all they said officially was 2024, but a report before it was actually revealed, which it is basically all credible, Ubisoft want it out like by April next year, but the developers think it's going to slip probably 6 months. I mean, I'd imagine it's going to be end of next
It's
year.
a big
probably
slip.
longer.
It's a slip and slide. So that's like we slipped and fell down the street. Like
Yeah.
6 months. So it's 2 quarters.
Yeah.
But at the same time, like we've seen a lot of this games, and like they're going to Comic-Con. Like I don't know, it's interesting because this is the first post EA game, aside from the Lego game. So it's interesting to see like the strategy because it's different a lot because EA would announce the game, show a trailer, gameplay like a month later, gameplay, release the game within 6 months. And now
technically the Lego game is an EA, but you're right. You know, like, like in theory, yeah.
Aside, like even that though, that was like announce it and then didn't come out for like 2.5 years.
Wait 9 years, right? Yeah, that's a strategy. It slipped 9 years. Like that's
crazy thing is that they actually wanted it out that like the following year, and they basically moved everyone off the project to make that Disney game that should have came out this year that got cancelled. So it was all for nothing after all. Absolute pointless, mindless.
I like it. All for nothing.
But like when we look at going from the 2024 year into 2025 and the films maybe supposedly starting up in 2026 again, when we look at it like those 2 years, there's actually quite a bit of big content that will last 4 months that is coming in over that course. So the Sabersmith says Lucasfilm better get their shit together, otherwise the games are going to pass them with storytelling. And you're not wrong, but in reality the truth is we're going to end up with quite a bit of storytelling in Star Wars between the shows that we got culminating with that film and those games that are hitting.
I mean, if it wasn't for Andor, I would say that already happened. But Andor is still a better story than Jedi Survivor. So sorry, folks. I know you hate me, but it's true.
Yeah, it's just a different kind of thing, though. It's a little bit of
right. It's not, but I'm just saying it's yeah.
But yes, but Jedi Survivor is a really, really good story. Like, and
I'm
in
not
fact,
knocking it.
And no,
yeah, it's better than everything else.
What I'm saying is like there's a bit of like an attitude as if that should be embarrassing, but in reality it's actually a testament to the quality of those 2 games and what they
also
played out for
it's I think even as recent as Celebration, it might have been like a different event, but like Kathy's talked about like how important the games are and stuff like that, like when talking about like the future of like this, that and the other, like she mentions the film, shows, games followed by the books and comics and stuff like that. And
yeah, but you can't say fuck those games, True, to be fair, right? Like,
the difference is like they're bringing in the view. Like Fallen Order, right, has over 30 million players, and that was like 2.5 years ago, something like that. So how many more people have played it since then, right? Compared to the book.
What do you think will come out first, True? Will Star Wars Outlaws come out first, or the Bethesda Indiana Jones game?
Outlaws. Yeah.
Will we ever see the Bethesda Indiana Jones game?
We will. But like, right. I think they're just like, I think Microsoft's strategy is they like want to get it right without. I'm shocked that we haven't seen it already, but they delayed Starfield by over a year and stuff like that. So I think it'll be fine. But yeah, surprising that we haven't seen it already. I thought we'd see it last month, but
yeah. Well, guys, we did it. We've gone a little bit long today. I got stuff to do.
Will Indiana Jones, Bethesda's game, Jason, explain why Indiana Jones had a teenage daughter in the TV show, but then has a dead son in the movies?
He didn't have a teenage daughter in the TV show, but he had a daughter. No, it wasn't a teenage daughter. He was played by George Hull, who was like a fucking senior citizen.
Well, he had a daughter.
Yeah, but not a teenage daughter.
And one eye. Yeah. Okay. Well, he had a daughter. He would have been a teenager around the time of the movie.
back before this dope
Is
named
it
Rob
is it really
paid-
Willie Scott's illegitimate daughter? Like, is that what we're
Well,
seeing there, Jason? I mean, we can make it work, right? Like,
all of that stuff was cut. All of that stuff was thrown into the trash. It was the Young Indiana
Okay.
Jones Chronicles when it was on ABC, and then ABC Family for a very short time, and but then they were cut into. They would take two episodes and cut it into a film, and then those are what were released onto VHS. And the George Hall stuff was all kicked out. That stuff was all thrown out of it. The only thing that was retained were a couple of Young Indies voiceovers and Harrison Ford in The Mystery of the Blues, and that was it for the bookends. Nothing else was bookended anymore after that. So that stuff hasn't been canon since before half of the audience was born. Actually, probably. So it's but I went up before Indy 5 and I saw people getting all nostalgic for something that never even existed, and I posted like the clip of the George Hall stuff, and it's like Zach the Lego Maniac going like, hey old man, don't be a bummer, and he's like, want me to tell you a story about Indiana Jones? And I'm like, nah, fuck you, old man. And then it's just like, it was really bad. It was like Full House. It felt like Steve Urkel.
I like to think that he lost his eye at Willy Wonka's chocolate factory. They did like a little tie-in there, and Indy lost his eye, because they fucked around with the chocolates.
Well, if you watch the end of Dial of Destiny, by the way, at the very end, when you see him by his bed, you can see one of those giant arrows that pierced the plane. So like they brought the arrows back with him as like a memento, and they put it on his bedside. So when he woke up, he saw they saved him something from the adventure. Like he got like a little memento. And with that right there,
and he poked his eye out with it.
That's exactly why at the end you see that little thing at the end. That's him, that represents him losing his eye and his vision. Yes,
clever.
It's all there.
It's all there.
Mm-hmm.
It's all there.
And
all right,
okay. I got one question.
Oh no, we gotta go.
I know
2 hours now.
It's your fault, Rob.
I blame myself often.
Should Indiana Jones have confronted his long fear of snakes and gotten over it in the final film?
Well, yeah, the eels.
I know,
right?
But
it's not the same, is it?
Should he have had the moment where he needed to overcome the fear in the final film?
Yeah, if they got back in time and ended up around dinosaurs, he saw a giant fucking snake. That would have been great.
Okay, how about
giant
this?
dinosaur snake?
They go back in time, and a dino becomes his friend, and then he realizes, oh my god, reptilians can be pretty cool.
Unfortunately, the last 2 weeks, I have put way too much effort into Rob's fan filming of Indiana Jones. By the way, Writers Blockbusters just put up a 2.5 hour Indiana Jones and the Crystal Skull review, which not review, but script. They do scripts. They're actual screenwriters. They go through the script. Really entertaining, Jason. I think you'd like it. Really fair too.
Yeah.
But I would tell you, if it were me, I would have had the movies, made in the 90s when they were trying to make them, and I would have had 3. I would have called the first one Indiana Jones and the Destroyer of Worlds, which was an actual name, and have that set during World War II. I'd have it start with Pearl Harbor and end with that's what I would. That's what I would do. Listen, and then I would have the second film. Hold on, I'm telling you my plans, not their plans.
Crystal Skull was called the Destroyer of Worlds.
I know, but I'm using that title. Okay. And then on my second film would be Indiana Jones and the Fury of the Gods, and that would be my War of the Worlds alien invasion, right? Mm-hmm. And by the way, in Destroyer of the Worlds, Indiana Jones would be trying to find, like the Nazis are trying to find UFO technology to win the war, while simultaneously the U.S. is trying to build a bomb. That's how that thing goes. And the second one, the aliens attack.
Just Tom Cruise, and he goes, Scientologists. I hate those guys.
Yeah, and I hate those guys. Tax shelters. And then the final film, the 6th film, would have been Indiana Jones and the End of Time, where they use the UFO technology to bend space and time, right? The Nazis have been helping the U.S. in the 60s, and then they got to go throughout time to have an Indiana Jones adventure. That's what I would do. There, solved it. Problem solved.
I would have probably concluded with Indiana Jones and 2 chicks at the same time.
As an archaeologist traveling throughout time was a great idea, not for the end, but for the whole movie. Just saying. That's an adventure.
I'm just saying, about $1 million, man. That's what I'd do.
That's an adventure.
All right.
Just
everybody.
saying. Oh, well. Can't go back in time.
We gotta put Rob to sleep. If we don't give Rob his nap,
I'll be a ghost tomorrow. I'll get more work done.
You're gonna be
You'll
cranky
see.
tomorrow if we don't let you take your nap. But as it's true, thank you for coming on. Thank you for not answering any questions that you didn't want to, not making it letting us make you. Any trouble that you get in for being on the show today, haha, that's what you get. And no, I'm kidding. But you're always
see you in
welcome.
San Diego.
Yeah,
I won't be there, but
no
Spirit, I will. What? I was. You know, Jason, had I known he would be in San Diego, I would have said I'd have gone.
Who?
Azatru, he's going to San Diego.
You want to San Diego Comic-Con?
He's going. Look at that. Look at that face. Look at look how red he looks. You can ask him
there's
any
a panel.
question he doesn't want to answer. You ask Azatru any question. Azatru.
No, we got Nolan.
Have a nice booty. Just watch his cheeks. Does she have a nice? Huh? Does she eat ice cream? Look at that.
Look at
that.
Little apple.
Hey, Azatru. Would you take Yaddle to the prom? Look at him. Look at. See,
I'm not Meg.
All right,
I'm
we
not
gotta
Meg. Like,
okay.
She's a drawing. It doesn't count. Like, can't tell by looking at Meg. She wears a hat sometimes. Like, that's it.
All right, everybody. We'll see everybody tomorrow. I'm not gonna play the end song because this shit ain't gonna work. So I'm just gonna hit end, and we're gonna stare at you like weirdos today. Thank you, Azatru, and Rob. I'll see you tomorrow, man.
I'm sorry.
I'm sorry too.